Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Chauskas. Today's the 28th of September 2018, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's afternoon session where we're going to have a look at a few instruments. But as always, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on is the S&P 500 here. So as you can see, we are trading here above a few of the upside support lines. Now of course the first one here, the short term, is the upside support line taken from the low of the 2nd of July, and the other one is the taken from the low of the 2nd of April. So this one is, of course, is a slightly more longer medium term, but one other thing that I really wanted to show you, quickly point out, guys, is that S&P is actually trading within a channel, this nice parallel channel here that we've got. So basically, until it remains trading here, then we're just gonna assume that it wants to continue pushing higher. In the long run, of course. In the short term, well, I mean, we could see for a bit of declines, especially if we're gonna get a nice break here below this this short-term upside support line taken from the 2nd of July. So keep your eyes on that one, as you can see by the arrows that I've got here. If we do get a nice close here, now of course we could start aiming for lower levels, but even a better confirmation for a possible decline here in this index could be a close below this 2885 mark, approximately there. Of course, as you can see, it was marked here by it back to the upside. Well, again, all eyes are on the all-time high that we managed to reach here on last Friday, and that was around the 2941 level. So of course this level could get tested again, but if this time it doesn't hold, or should I say, if it doesn't hold just in general, then yep, it could open the path towards the upper bound of the channel that we've got here shown on the daily chart. So you can see clearly this channel has been running here since around the 2nd of April. So yep, keep your eyes on that one, guys. But again, like I said, first, of course, probably the more important one is to keep your eyes on the short-term upside support line taken here from the 2nd of July, and let's see if it actually breaks it or not. Jumping into one commodity that I wanted to quickly touch on, and that's Brent. Now, looking at this daily chart, we can see that overall, yes, it continues to travel higher. We do have this nice kind of long-term upside support line taken here from around the 21st of June last year. So it continues to travel higher, and again, recently we've seen that it has formed this short-term upside support line taken from the 16th of August, and now this one is a bit of a more steeper one. And also, if you can see that we're now currently testing the level here, the 8160 mark. Now this area, this resistance area here, was last time seen, let me just scroll back into history here, and as you can see, this level here was last time seen around the highs of the November of 2014. So for now, guys, of course, keep your eyes on that one. Oh, sorry, should I specify this was more of a 20th of November high? So be very careful with this 8160, because a nice good break here, a nice good break and a close above that level could open the path towards the next potential area of resistance around the 84.95, which was also here one of the highs of November, and that was the 10th of November. So the peak of the 10th of November was around the 84.95, and that level could be the next potential area of resistance if this commodity continues to travel higher and breaks and closes above the 81.60. for now, as you can see, it's kind of struggling to kind of stay above it. You can see we had a few overshoots here, but now if I'll jump back into the 4-hour chart on this one, you can see now we're kind of stuck here in this little box between the 81 mark, 81.10 mark approximately there on the lower side, and on the upper side here between the 82.55 zone. So we're stuck in this little box here. Of course, we'll have to just wait and see where it wants to break through. If we do get a nice break here through the upper side of it, then yep, we could, like I said, aim for those levels, especially the 84.95 that I was talking about a little bit a few minutes ago. But if it doesn't break that upper side, and if we see actually a travel lower here, we break this lower side of this box and this range, then yep, we could maybe test initially, of course, test this upside support line that I was talking about, that's running here since around the 15th of August. But if that doesn't hold, now for us to kind of start considering lower levels here, at least for the short run, we would need to see a nice good close, not only above below this upside support line, but also below this key area here around the 79.80. Now this 79.80 acted as a very nice very good area of resistance here in the past, especially in the beginning of September. So a nice good confirmation close here could open the path towards lower levels like 76.45, or even lower than that, the 75.60. Now as you can see, I've got the arrow kind of drawn here all the way towards this long-term upside support line I was talking about as well. Of course, that could be the case as well, but of course initially we will aim for this level here. If again I'll repeat myself, if we get that close here below the 79.80. Let's jump into silver now quickly, and one of the precious metals that's exploding here to the upside today. And so looking at this daily chart here, I was talking about silver in one of my previous videos, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this area here, the area between the 14.315 and the 14.380. So as you can see, we've managed to break through that area, and also we're now kind of sitting above the downside resistance line here taken from the 25th of June. So at the moment, certainly judging by this picture, of course, if it looks more bullish, I mean, there is some buying activity coming in here, and finally we're kind of breaking this downside resistance line. Of course, and the day is not finished yet. Let's see where this commodity is going to close. If it stays above this, then that's wonderful. I mean, for the bulls probably, because we could see further acceleration here to the upside, initially aiming for the nice number of 15. So the 15 price tag could be reached if we get a nice close here above this downside resistance line. So for now, guys, keep your eyes on it, keep your eyes on today's close, and like I said, yep, let's see how it performs later on. Jumping into a few pairs now. So the EURCAD, one of the biggest losers today. So so the euro is of course, euro is declining sharply today, but again, it's probably declining the most against the Canadian dollar. And as you can see here, this is a daily chart here, and we can see that we've managed to drop all the way down here from the 151.70, and now we're kind of testing the 150.30. So it's a nice, basically a nice drop here that we've got in the EURCAD pair as well. The one thing to note here is that we're getting this close, well, we're getting this break here below this key important support level. As you can see, the support kind of acted out nicely on the 29th of August and played out nicely as well on the 17th of September. So this is the one to watch for today, the 150.75, because if we're going to get a nice close below this level, now this is where it could become more interesting for the bears again, and we could see the bears kind of dictating the rules maybe going into next week, where we could then aim for the 149.85 mark approximately there, roughly, of course. And then of course, maybe if that doesn't stop, then we could aim for the 149.100. Now this one is a bit of a maybe longer shot, but for now, just like I said, keep your eyes on this area here, the 150.75. let's see where it closes in relation to that level, where of course the pair closes in relation to that level, because if we're going to get a nice close below this, then yep, we could see further continuation to the downside, maybe going into next week. But if actually we're going to get a nice close above this level here, now I mean we could probably see a bit of a correction back to the upside, and we could maybe see a bit of retracement going higher here, leading higher here, of course, towards the 150. And of course, when we if we get to that point here, if we get to the 150, then we'll just have to reevaluate this pair again and see what it wants to do. But for now, again, guys, keep your eyes on the 150.75. let's see what it does with that level today. Jumping into GBPUSD, certainly it's in the selling mode as well. Of course, not a huge sell-off as in the euro, but nevertheless, we're now kind of testing this key important area here. Actually, let me just jump into the 4-hour chart on this one, and so we're testing this key important area of support around the 130.25. We've managed to break today the other important area of support here, the 130.55. As you can see, it acted as a very nice area of support here on the around the 21st of September and also the 14th of September. So now the big question here is this gonna get a follow through, and we're gonna see this 130.25 level getting cleared? If that's the case, then yep, we do have this upside support line running here since around the 15th of August. Now this could be a nice area to watch for a potential test. Certainly that area is approximately, let me just kind of mark that level here quickly. This is the next potential area of support to keep an eye on, and that's approximately around the 129.60. It was marked here by the lows that we saw around the 11th of September. Now again, for that level to see and a potential test of the upside support line, for us to see these two, we would need to see a good close below this 130.25 zone. Then like I said, this could open the path further towards these declines here, towards the 129.60 that I've just mentioned, and the potentially touching the upside support line here, taken from the low of the 15th of August. On the upside, for us probably is to maybe at least consider a bit of correction here to the upside. We would need to see a good close above the 130.55 zone. Now again, this would be an interesting one, because if we would get a nice close today, for example, above the 130.55, now this could mean that the bears are not, the bulls are not ready to kind of easily let go of this pair, and this could be a bit of a maybe a short-term sign of bullishness, where we could see maybe this this pair traveling higher a little bit towards this good potential area of resistance around the 131 level, as you can see here, marked by the lows that we saw around the 25th of September. And if that doesn't hold, well, we could slightly move a little bit higher here, so you could potentially draw this tentative downside resistance line here, which could kind of in a way play out here. Of course, it's a bit of a tentative one, but nevertheless could be something of an interest for the bears, because maybe they could stall the rate here, and they could take this good opportunity to jump in around this downside resistance line and drive this and drive GBP USD back down again. But that's something, of course, this is a scenario if we would see a close above the 130.55. And the last pair that I really wanted to touch on quickly, and that's USDCAD. Now USDCAD is taking a hit today, and right now, as you can see, we've kind of it found its nice area of support here near the 129.75 zone, and still, of course, it's testing that area. Maybe this is not the final stop here for this pair today. Keep your eyes on this little upside support line here. Again, it's more of a tentative one, but nevertheless it could be a nice indication that of course a break, a close below this upside support line and a close below this 129.75 could be a nice indication that the pair would like to continue dropping further here, maybe even aiming for the next potential area of good support here around the 129.50, or even lower towards the 128.80, which is kind of, to be honest, would be seen as a better area of support, as it held the pair from dropping lower here on the 20th of September, around that date, and also around the 28th of August. So quite an important area here, the 128.80. So keep your eyes on that one. But again, we will consider that level only if we get a close here below the 129.75 today, and especially on the on the daily chart. And we could, like I said, aim for these lower levels that I was just talking about. On the upside, for us to kind of get comfortable, let's say, with the upside, at least for the short run, we would need to see a nice good close here above the 130.15, and this way we could aim initially for the 130.65. And if that doesn't hold, well, guess what? It could be opening the path towards these higher levels like the 131.10 or even higher. But for now, of course, let's not over speculate too much here and see where this pair closes today. Okay, guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And for those who are gonna still trade the remaining day, I wish you good luck. And but for those who have finished for today, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, guys. And just to kind of let you know, there won't be any videos on Monday. We will resume with the Traders Espresso and Tea Time on Tuesday. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and bye bye.